capture all of the monetization opportunities for CNN that's off of television. Or stated differently, I am invested in supporting journalism, and that's a pretty awesome job to sit at the intersection of those two things. Digital video is ubiquitous. Everything is becoming digital video, and that excites me to see the evolution of what were delineated spaces kind of come together. We see in digital, you think about desktop and mobile apps and mobile web, but increasingly connected TV sits in digital. And then with addressability coming to linear TV, there's a lot of digitization in that too. So I think that coming together is incredibly exciting. I also think that it may be before long that we don't even refer to it as digital video. The components of video, I think, probably could use better definitions in the near future. With all the changes that are happening in digital video, brands have to know that some portion of the work that they do will be doing something that very few people have done or they haven't done before. So it's experimentation, being open-minded to have some percentage of all the work that you do, 25 or 35%, where it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't let perfection be the enemy of the good. We all move the business forward by experimenting these new touch points. What are those touch points? I mean, there's a variety of places. We typically talk about social platforms, but increasingly there's direct-to-consumer media offerings where you can have a special and intimate conversation with a consumer. And in those spaces, that's a new marketing message. You can't just drop your 30-second spot in a very intimate relationship with someone who's paying a subscription. But those people are typically open. So I think that, the best advice is to be open-minded and experiment and be willing to fail, because through our failures we learn. Fragmentation, the thing that we were just talking about, I'm sure. We all feel like we have fewer hours in the day to move our businesses forward, and so I think it's easier to go to a handful of small things that you have done before. But if you don't force yourself to push and experiment into new areas, I think you miss audiences and you miss advancements. Cross-platform measurement of audiences, getting to more common definitions, methodologies to identify those consumers. I think right now we're a little blindfolded with the piñata, and sometimes we have a good swing and we make a purchase and lots of candy comes out, but more often than not we're still swinging and missing. Audiences aren't necessarily multi-screen. We tend to make assumptions that they're consuming on multiple screens, and there should be more ubiquity as people aren't in the core linear viewing scenario. They may be over here. They're equally as valuable, and sometimes maybe more valuable in those more intimate spaces. So without having unified measurement across, it's difficult for us to really give the value in the different places that those audiences are showing up. I joined Turner a year ago with the intent to be right in this intersection of broadcast evolution into digital and digital leaning more into kind of traditional broadcast models. So I felt like representation on the IAB video board was critical for our success and growth, so that we could stay on top of what was happening in the industry and also share what our experiences were with the broader industry to make it easier for everybody.